my center stand has not been staying all the way up, so that when I drive down the road on the project bike, it tends to ride like this, and a couple of times I've scraped. So I don't know if it's because the spring is weak or if because the spring has been positioned incorrectly. But I'm going to try removing the spring and turning it around so that the hook is not riding on the outside, but the hook is riding on the inside, and see if that helps. But getting the spring off, of course, is a bear. I'm going to try the old pennies between the coils trick, but I don't expect it to be easy one way or the other. I used my pliers to get those pennies in tight, gave each one a squeeze as I inserted them, squeezed them in place. I think that's as many as I can get in now. So I'll release the stand and see if that's going to allow me now to take that spring off and turn it around so that it's not being obstructed quite so much by the muffler. Doesn't look like it's ready to go yet. Well, I didn't want to have to do it, but I guess I'm just going to have to take this muffler off in order to give me more access to that spring. One step forward, two back. With the muffler off, we can get a better view of this. What I'm wondering is if we flip this over so that this hook is over there against that side, and this hook is further inboard, if that will give the spring more clearance from the muffler and allow it to work, or do I have to replace this spring? This hook came off nicely with all the pennies in there, and the plan was to put it back up in a different position in hopes that that would help. It may be mostly that the non-factory muffler is stopping that that center stand from going all the way up. So I've taken all the pennies out and I have reversed the spring, and already it appears as though there's much more snap. Looks like that's going to be held up there really well, but we'll see once we put the muffler in if that's the same thing. So all I ended up doing was changing the orientation of the spring. So it turns out the problem mostly has to do with having the wrong muffler on here. I think I've gained some, but that spring is clearly being hindered by that muffler. I may have to come up with an additional spring, something to keep that center stand up while I'm driving, take it off when I need to use the center stand.